All right, and welcome back. It's now time for us to talk politics. 10 minutes past 7 a.m. Good morning, and welcome to Good Morning Kenya. This brilliant Monday morning, 16th day of February. Dr. Evelyn Ogendo, please just tell us how your Valentine's was.
I would say it was lovely.
Oh, good.
I enjoyed every bit of it. And what else can I say? I'm here. I expected maybe you would call me over and maybe have a flower. Oh. We really value these flowers, and then...
You just did bust my bubble right on air.
But I also got a bit uncomfortable by the Russian man. I felt it was quite below the belt. And I learned a few things that...
It's debatable, though.
No, we need to work on so much, especially as women. And also as an African man needs to work also to stand up for the woman, for their own women.
Okay.
And then also on Sifuna, I didn't like the war. I didn't like the riots.
Yeah.
Because I saw people losing property, I saw people getting hurt. So that was not a bit interesting from Kitengela.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Victor.
We've not met this year, and good to see you.
Good to see you.
Karibu sana.
Thank you.
Next to her is Gilbert Awino. Gilbert, ichio na debaba. Okay, Gilbert is a strategic communications expert. He's also a lawyer. Good to see you, my brother. You well?
Thank you very much.
Karibu sana.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, it's a new year. I don't know what has been quite, significant for you so far. Some key highlights. Beginning of the year, January until now, we are mid-February.
Yeah, when we were here last, we said that mti mkuu ukianguka ndege huwa mashakani.
Yes.
Now we have started seeing that the birds are all scattered in the air, and they do not know exactly where should they land next. The death of Raila Odinga basically has brought the smithereens of characters we are seeing and political alliance that we are seeing, political affiliations that we are seeing that are yet to settle. And it is going to, the division, the nucleus is going to continue dividing as it goes towards settling in the future. So what we are seeing in the political set is just the beginning of what will ultimately crystallize into what it should at the right time. Certainly, the man in State House is keenly watching because, he's a political schemer who never sleeps. But certainly when he's not in the control of things, he misses the sleep completely. So you are going to see a lot of efforts to try and have everything in control. That is actually based on what's on the front page of our local dailies. Let me start with the Standard, and of course the Daily Nation. No, the Standard has it here. Sifuna rose. That is also on the front page of the Daily Nation. The Standard, I beg your pardon. That's the Standard. Sifuna rose. This is the first time we're seeing such kind of a headline about Sifuna. Like Sherry. This is the first time we are seeing this about Sifuna.
Maybe I would say, I want to say something about Sifuna that is a bit on a perception that maybe Kenyans did not get to know about him. And there's this English saying, show me your friends, I tell you you are. In psychology, within three months, that's why we tell young people, whoever, we tell peers that check your inner circle. Chances are that you are likely to become like the person who is operating from your inner circle for at least 3 months. So look at Honorable Sifuna. He has been with the late Honorable Raila for more than 10 years. So, like me, when I've grown up to the political space, I did not see Honorable Raila without Sifuna. When I saw Raila, I saw Sifuna. You see, this is a mzee that has died, that has left the Kenyans. Okay, nobody's, I wouldn't say there's death that you would say is timely. It was so untimely, and Honorable Raila was occupying a very big space. How about, this is a Baba, this is Honorable Raila in a Sifuna body? Because this is somebody he has been with for more than 10 years. There's a way when I look at the politics of Baba, when he believes about an idea, he steps out and supports it and doesn't care about what your opinion would be or what your position is. He's somebody who was convinced. So sometimes I want to understand where Sifuna is coming from. And I also want to understand where Honorable Oburu is coming from, because Oburu did not anticipate that he's going to be a party leader for a very strong party like ODM. In his wildest dream, he didn't anticipate. And you
why?
see,
because there are structures in the party and
there are structures in the party, and my brother is at the front stage, is a front space, and you see, I think everybody has a place to play in the political space. So he didn't know that that he was going to be in the particular political space that he is in. You have to remember this also, and it's like a paradigm shift. It's like a paradigm shift, and then him, I would say, Sifuna knows so much about ODM because he was with Raila. I'm not saying Honorable Oburu doesn't know. He knows, but he looks at Sifuna as his young, as his son, and the same way Baba looked at Sifuna. You know, I would say, for lack of a better word, he was Raila's spanner boy. So Honorable Oburu expects Sifuna to behave in a certain way. Sifuna is, and then Sifuna himself is his own person. So there's that, what would I say, differing in opinion. And also the mindset of the old and young, they come to play. Those ones of, I'm sure Honorable Sifuna looks at Honorable Oburu, and he has no choice but to keep on comparing him from the speaking, from the way he makes decisions, because he was used to a certain way for more than 10 years. I am not for or against him, but what I'm saying is just an analysis of his journey. And you see, Oburu could see Sifuna differently. Sifuna could see Oburu differently. And the entire public could see Sifuna differently, him being the Senator of Nairobi, a very strong city like Nairobi. You see, in the way Sifuna also, there's a way he also sees himself. And now these things are crashing, that only if they are willing to have some dialogue, because I think when you are agreeing into dialogue, does not mean that you are defeated. It means that you really respect the late, and you really want to bring peace to what he believed in. He believed in peace. He believed in, you don't have to win for there to be peace. You don't have to win. I believe that is what Baba believed in. You don't need to win to, you don't have to be right to win. You can be wrong, but win. So who is willing to let that go?
Who is willing to let go?
Yeah, who is willing to let go?
Francis Kaviu is the minority leader, Machakos County Assembly. Mheshimiwa, good to see you.
Thank you, Victor.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
You know, the one funny thing is that he's from Ukambani. You're not giving us mangoes here.
Maybe they're in the
It's
car.
a season.
Maybe after this, he can give us the mangoes.
Let him speak for himself. Okay. Do you have some in the car? You see?
I can make a call.
Just make a call.
Can make a
call. We need to be friends. Karibu sana.
Thank you.
Okay, so let me come back to you. Gilbert. Now, when you sing this, okay.
Yeah.
You know, again, I come back to the front page of the Daily, the Standard. I mean, this is not, nobody ever expected that Sifuna would take a front page of this. With this magnitude, of course, nobody expected this to happen. But, be as that it may, the faction in ODM, probably somebody can say is, I don't know whether it was something that was about to happen, but that it was only Raila Odinga who was trying to make things calm. Is it a real manifestation of the wrangles which were deeply rooted in ODM even before Raila died? Or is it a position of where now everybody for him or herself, but God and the ballot box is for all of us?
It could be a fair mix of both, in the sense that the people who have been around Raila were around Raila not because they loved Raila, but they knew the consequences of not being in Raila's camps, particularly in ODM strongholds. They never really actually, if they could achieve their goals, minus Raila, they could as well do without Raila. A few of them had tried to bolt from Raila. They saw the consequences and came back. Even in Dagoretti, where Elachi comes from. The reason why politicians such as that have stuck with Raila is because of the consequences of being a candidate in areas where Raila was absolutely loved. Now, if you look at Raila was the institution itself. ODM party was the institution that was held by Raila as my property, but also as the institution represented solely by Raila Amolo Odinga. And that is why, as Daxtari says, the death of Raila was not expected by anyone. To most Kenyans, particularly to most supporters, Raila was bigger than life. Raila could never die. In fact, there are people who cannot come to terms with the fact that Raila has died. So they are willing to cling on to any narrative that something else must have brought a sad end to this gentleman's life. And therefore, such people would give them hope. Now, when you come to the question of Sifuna, he calls himself the Sifuna. He doesn't just say, I am Sifuna. He says, Mimi ndiye Sifuna. He's particularizing himself as the equivalent of a Baba, because Baba, when we said Baba, there are many Babas. When we say Baba, people knew this is the Baba. If we say Rao, people knew. He had a particular brand that was only attributable to him.
I see.
Sifuna has basically taken that particular trajectory. I would want to be a little fair to him in the sense that he has done good and is doing good for himself, in the sense that everybody is talking about him for or against. I watched in Kitengela, there was a bit of chaos. But it was, Sifuna was doing what Raila used to say, Vijana, kaini hapo. He says, can you calm down? And you could see a little response, actually a favorable response to what he was doing. You know, there is a writer, Shaban Robert, who said, and Wetangula likes regurgitating that line, that jamii uficha mashujaa wake hadi janga kuu linapotokea. So the janga lililotokea is Raila Odinga's death, and you are going to see the kind of heroes that were actually hiding, but could not be seen because Raila was basically present there. So we are going to see a lot, as I said earlier, that we are going to see a lot of people trying to jostle and just have their space, because Raila as a candidate, but also as a party leader, had a certain uniqueness that was, everybody revered him in his own sense, because they knew that tomorrow Raila is here, tomorrow it could be a different position. But for the gentleman who did not anticipate that he was going to take ODM to the next phase, that is his brother, currently even him is also just trying to deal with a lot of things. I am the boss here, should I be my brother? Because you can see he's trying very much to be like his brother. He's not carving his own identity. I saw him in Mombasa trying to sing what Raila used to sing, and in such a lackluster spirit. And I felt sorry for him, that I wish he just, you know, became his own man. Raila is gone, now take us to the next stage so that you can represent hope. And that's where Sifuna comes back again, because he seems to represent hope. Kenyans want someone who can show them that at least there is a next better stage ahead.
There's continuity.
Yes, so when you just play it there like, you know, we are so stuck in there, he ends up actually losing a lot of supporters for the party itself.
Francis, good morning once again. Now, just an analysis. Raila's name is not leaving the stage. 4 months after his demise, we are still talking about Raila Odinga as we speak. I mean, just imagine that.
Yeah, I think, Victor, last time when we were here, we had a conversation that 2027 elections, Raila will influence elections from the grave. And that is what is happening. But what happened yesterday in Kitengela is a response to what people have been yearning for. Because you remember when the Gen Z came out, they were leaderless, faceless, but they had an agenda. So the people you saw in Kitengela, it is the same people who are responding to that call. And now it's going to be bigger because they have people who are fearless, who are bold enough, and they are willing to take the front. So what Sifuna is saying, the reason why he has been gaining each day is because the thing that he's talking, the thing that he's saying are resonating very well with Kenyans. Because despite the fact that the government will want to create an illusion that all is well, we are doing fine as a country, yet it is not the case. So Sifuna is speaking the language of the common mwananchi. Sifuna is speaking for them. And that's why you saw everybody they were responding with a caption that sisi ndio Sifuna. So in short, what they were saying is that what Sifuna is saying, and the likes of Babu and the people in the Linda Mwananchi brigade, they are saying that whatever these guys are saying, that is the real thing on the ground. But the government seems to continue burying its head on the sand, but it's just a matter of time. And it's quite unfortunate because we are in February 2026 with a year plus to the general election. So things are a little bit getting hotter at a very early stage. But it is the current economic situation that is pushing Kenyans to react in a certain way.
All right.
Yeah.
When you look at the whole of this, Dr. I mean, look at even the way it has been packaged, because now, I don't know if it's by coincidence, but in politics there's nothing like coincidence. It's well planned. That one team is in Tononoka, and we know the history of Tononoka and Mombasa and ODM. We all know that. There is always a position or a time when Baba would troop his people to Tononoka ground, send a message, then go underground for a moment. We are seeing the ODM brigade in Tononoka, and we are seeing the other side of Sifuna in Kitengela. This was not a coincidence.
I don't think so. And you would see it both ways. It pulled a crowd. Yes. Both ways. So it was not an empty field. And about politics sometimes, there's a lot of, what can I say, reverse psychology in politics. You know, sometimes when you think you understand everything about politics, sometimes it's nice to be open-minded. How about that is their game, they are playing? What about what we think is not the issue? Yeah. How about they are not actually enemies? You know, that's another way of thinking about it. Because this is, Baba died like 3-4 months ago. Here you are with very strong divisions. Here is Sifuna being ousted. Here he is going to court, coming back almost in the same breath. And then you're not understanding this part. Who is playing who? Who is playing who? Or if this is happening in reality, you know, sometimes that's one way of thinking about it. Yeah. What of that is true, that they have this differing atmosphere, and then you get confused. You see, like Winnie Odinga is with the, you get confused. Are you saying?
And that is the whole essence of politics.
You see, I think you're supposed to be confused. So when you're confused, I think whoever is doing it has achieved. Now, you see Winnie Odinga with Sifuna, then you don't even know. You know, those who are in ODM, now, like me, I'm in ODM. You saw me wearing my scarf, and then you were getting confused. I was just dressing up for the day and for the show. I was not passing any message of maybe a political affiliation. You see, what confuses me more as an individual, I think, what is also confusing Kenyans, especially those who are in the ODM pact, who identify themselves by that party as of now. And Sifuna, Sifuna. I'm already calling you Sifuna. What's happening?
My name is Victor.
Sifuna, it just gone viral. Your name is who, by the way? Oh, Victor. So, as I was saying, there is no way out from the time I started recognizing the political space that at this coalition was in this election, maybe let's talk about 2007, and then the same coalition, it goes to another subsequent election after 5 years. I have never seen that happen. So what is happening right now, it's the usual. Yeah. Kukuru kakara, and then it makes it worse with the demise of late Honorable Raila. It makes it more complex, but what is happening now should be happening that way. You know, the people don't go to the same coalition from one election to another. It has to change. But this time it is loud because what can I say? The one who leads people to Canaan. Our leader to Canaan, our Joshua, is dead. And you see, we are struggling with so much. You know, there are people, you know, mourning, you don't just mourn someone the day the person goes 6 feet under. There are people you may mourn even for 5-10 years. You know, trying to, you know, there's a very big gap, political gap, there's a social gap that the late left. That you see people like Sifuna, you saw him crying literally when they were going to pick him up.
Yeah.
You saw him when he was in the plane. You know, when you see a man, African man crying, you know, we believe African men, quote unquote, have a thick skin. There's a way they don't cry even when their mothers die. They cry maybe and wipe them. They believe they shouldn't cry. But I saw Sifuna crying when Baba died. It hurt him. You know, there's where he's coming from.
Yes.
And you see, when I look at Winnie, this is my father. When I look at Mama Aida, this is my husband. Apart from, you know, we are in a space that is a bit familiar, unfamiliar, politically, socially, emotionally. And then all these people are expected to behave in a certain way, in the same expected way, when they have unfinished emotions they are processing. They have lost a Baba.
Yeah.
So when all this, when I expect the way people are behaving. If it's Honorable Oburu, he has lost a brother. You know, he has not lost a party leader.
Okay.
He has lost a brother.
I want to take a break, but perhaps if I want to take a break, and when you come back, there is something you talked about. It is okay. People did not have enough time to mourn Baba. So is it a manifestation of the emotions that anything that triggers the name of Baba triggers emotions? And somebody who is there to punch that emotion to come out,
you know, people
it will burst.
The Raila.
Okay.
You know, Raila
All
could
right.
make an unpopular decision.
Let's take a break. When you come back, you'll also talk about the packaging. He wore a t-shirt of Baba and a Kenyan flag. Did you see that? All right, welcome back. So, Gilbert, packaging, perception, and messaging are one thing in politics. We see the brigade in Tononoka fully dressed in orange, you know, colors and all that. You know, they're all draped in orange colors. The other side of Kitengela, we did not see any sign of orange, not even a kofia. We did not see that. The only thing we saw was Sifuna with a Kenyan flag, almost all through. A white t-shirt and a picture of Baba. That was it. Packaging, messaging, and perception. Go ahead.
Let me get back to Tononoka first and foremost.
Go ahead.
And I bring you to the time that Junet Mohammed was on stage and lambasting Okech Salah. If you remember why he lambasted Okech Salah, is because Okech had made t-shirts, but what did he do? He did a mix of the orange colors and the picture of the President, William Ruto. And the question has been, what is ODM becoming? Is the Chungwa becoming UDA, or UDA and Chungwa coming together and losing their identities altogether? That has been a question that belatedly the Orange Party has learned that is going to dent their image. So as a result, they are quickly trying to dissociate themselves from the UDA party so that they can come to the UDA party and negotiate for the best that the party can get. Of course, also angling for the resources that they need for the elections that are coming. Most of the people in ODM who are angling for perhaps the best that should come from UDA side are people who are looking at the advantages of associating with the incumbency. I get the money, I win my second term, for example, in Homa Bay, the ODM Honcho in Homa Bay, Governor Wanga. She's looking for winning a second term. And how do you do it? If I associate myself with the president, the resources will come. The people, the other people who are Mbadi, for instance, lost his election in his constituency, but he continues to exist courtesy of the associating with this guy. So most people you see in that particular side are branding themselves such that they are able to, catch the attention of the president and get the goodies that come with it, but also guarantee their survival in the next election. In between, there are also people who are taking advantage because the president, as I told you, does not sleep. He had a hand in what is happening in Tononoka. That is what it looked like, a wedding party. Those t-shirts were very new. Nobody was wearing a t-shirt they have had for the last 1 year, maybe when they were there last. They were having new t-shirts that were given, and I saw actually the preparations that led people to have that inorganic breed we had in Tononoka. While in Kitengela, it was nearly haphazard. It's like, Jesus is in town, I have heard, let me go and witness. That is the kind of scenario experience there. Nobody had a party color that symbolizes an affiliation with any political party, because even the gentlemen who are there are also coming from different political parties. But I am telling you, it gave them an opportunity to gauge how are Kenyans perceiving us. You are going to see the Sifunas becoming bolder and bolder and bolder, because there is no Orange Party anymore, because the Orange Party was Raila Amolo Odinga. The people who are still calling it Orange are just calling it Orange for the sake of survival. But in their hearts, they know that the Orange is actually in the grave.
Okay.
Yes.
Francis, maybe you can come up with that. As a politician, you know what packaging is all about? Messaging and branding?
I think the Tononoka thing, it was not ODM. It is the pill. The juice has already been squeezed out. So what Oburu is holding is that pill and trying to give an assurance that there is ODM. Because ODM is known for a particular ideology, standing for justice, being an advocate of the people. But Oburu has become very predictable. He even goes around saying that we can't stay without power. So the moment he discloses those intentions, people start looking at him with a different eye. Unlike Sifuna, who is and Babu Owino, who are living the true spirit of ODM that we used to see in Baba. Even if Baba had his own weakness as a person, because he will stand with the people, then the next minute you'll see him going for the half loaf. But he was unpredictable. You could not tell. Even when he's going to get the half the nusu mkate thing tomorrow, today you will find him on the street, fighting, pushing for the people, and that is what the Tononoka team is missing. And what Oburu is doing is not him. What people of ODM need to ask, who is doing the remote control behind the scene? And of course, you remember sometimes the president cautioned Sifuna and told him, I'm a founder member of ODM. So when you speak to me, you need to end up pole. So it is that script which is still going through. So there is somebody behind the scene who is trying to make things move. And even for those who are seeking re-election, the likes of Gladys Wanga, the question they need to ask themselves, are the people on the ground for them negotiating and getting power from UDA, or do they want an ODM that is distinct, that still speaks for the people? That's a mathematics and some calculation that people need to get, because as most people have been saying, the death of Baba is going to sire so many orphans. And it's already, everybody is fighting for space. It's all about survival. So as a brother had indicated, there is someone who is looking at it in terms of resources that will facilitate their re-election. And there are others who are like Bandi. For them, it's all about survival. So it's up to the ODM people to decide whether they want to follow the bread people, or they want to follow the Sifuna team that is speaking for the people. So I think it's going to be a long one, but if Oburu is not very careful, he'll find himself just holding nothing, or an orange that is either spoiled or it has already been squeezed the juice. So he needs to make sure that he accommodates everybody, and even for his own health. These young people have a lot of energy.
Right.
And they are going to give him very long nights. So what Oburu needs he needs to wake up and listen to every quarters of the ODM and see how he can bring them together, because Winnie is on the side of Sifuna. So with time, you might see also Mama Ida, because Oburu is brother to Raila. Then there is Winnie, the daughter to Raila and Ida. So you don't expect Ida to support or to advocate for what Oburu is doing, while the same people they want to get into a coalition with is tear gassing Winnie, they are harassing Winnie and trying to push her out of a party that they believe the father fought for and brought it into existence. So we expect further cracks, but Oburu is trying to copy. He's trying to be a Baba that he can't match. Even the energy, it's not there. That's why, as you were saying, I was trying to sing, but you could not. There's a way Baba used to bring it. But even when Oburu is singing, it's not coming out. So he just needs to be himself and let it be known for something other than trying to be Baba's copycat. That is what is going to help him. But ODM should be very cautious, because they are dealing with someone who is very crafty and also very manipulative in terms of political approach. That is President William Ruto. So what Oburu is thinking that is negotiating, they might find themselves completely losing control of ODM without knowing. And this is what Sifuna is seeing. And sometimes somebody said, what the dog sees at night and barks, the sheep sees the same and decides to keep quiet. So there is something Sifuna and the team are seeing that Oburu is seen, but he has chosen to ignore. He doesn't want to accept the reality. But there is going to be a problem, and they might get a raw deal than what they are trying to bargain for.
Again, when Dr. Interesting what is said there. Quite interesting. I've picked so many things from his submission. Now, when you look at the whole thing, what is the end game? And my question to all of you, perhaps you can answer it differently. What if they work together? That whatever is happening, the division we are trying to see is politically scripted, you know, let's do this. Let's do this. And then kuna junction pale mbele tukutane pale.
Then you go that way.
Exactly. So what is the point of conversion? Let's convergence. Let's go and converge there and compare notes.
We still have some days to play.
Go ahead.
We can play until. You know, I wanted to also see it in terms of. I like going back to the way people think, a mindset. Here is a time. You remember when Raila was contesting for the AU seat. And then those who are opposed to him, of course, there's no one who can be liked by everyone. Those who opposed him, I would say this, he had one bullet. That was 2022. They decided he had, I think even previously they had said he has one bullet. You understand by that? In the political atmosphere. And then there's this thing they tell somebody, Pure Box Bondo. After that one bullet, Pure Box Bondo. So even the president is told Pure Box Sugoi. Now, according to Kenyans, or according to those who are in the inside circle of late Raila, they wanted him to groom someone who's going to take over from him because as time went by. But the grooming didn't come forth. They kept on guessing. They kept on guessing who is it. But now that one didn't come forth. He died. It didn't come forth. So it just remained there. So we don't even know who would he prefer that time before dying? Who would he prefer to take over as a political leader? Now, Kenyans are coming from this phase. And as I said, I just want to be very open and very fair at all costs. You see, here is Raila, the younger brother of Oburu, has been told Pure Box Pondo. He had one bullet 10 years ago. Then now, his brother is coming here is coming in and wants to be in active politics when his younger brother was ideally supposed to be retired. That's just an opinion.
Yeah.
And I think that is what is bothering the people within the inside circle of the inside circle of ODM. They feel like, fine, Raila was had become of age, and all that was expected from him is to groom someone who was going to take over. And whoever was going to be groomed was not going to be that old man again. So I think Oburu is suffering twice. His age, his personality, because you know you can have a brother but you are two different personalities, or you can have a sister who has a different personality. So him being an Oginga, that is not all. And I think it just, I don't know whether they made this decision haphazardly or they so much they decided, or I'm not saying that he's not fit to be in that position. I just, you know, he's new. He's new to these things. And then, does he have that, you know, his brother had a Sifuna. His brother had a Junet.
Yes.
So who are his Sifunas? Who are his Junets? You know, when things are so hot, you know, your niece looks like it's not acceptable to ideologies.
Yeah.
But, and I wouldn't say that Winnie is disrespecting the uncle, because she's being her. And remember, Winnie was very close to her father. She was very close to her father. So I wouldn't like to say, he's not that person who would just accept because you have said it.
Okay.
But would still respect you. I believe he respects his uncle.
Yes.
But there's what Winnie believes in. There's what Sifuna believes in. I'm sure if there's somebody who is not talking, it is because for the sake, it is better being quiet than not being quiet.
Very
but there's
good.
so much going on. Yes.
Okay. Gilbert.
I pity so much where Oburu finds himself, because they gave a narration of how Oburu became the acting party leader soon after the brother's death. That it was a conversation that began with the governor of Mombasa, Junet Mohammed, and a few other people. And he grinned and said, "Oh, you guys think I can be a party leader?" He seemed to be quite pleasantly surprised that people could think that he could be the party leader.
But because okay, let's go back. ODM has got 3 deputy party leaders.
Yeah.
That is Abdul Samad, Honorable Simbarati,
yes,
and Senator Osotsi.
Because of the constitutional requirement by political parties.
Yes.
The person who leads that party is the guy who is at the top. That is essentially what it is. The rest can be filled for the sake of constitutional honoring. Now, Oburu himself, as Madame says, what the difference between Oburu and his brother is that his brother was his own brother, and he kept scoring. Even at 80, he could still score above an average politician. He would go with you to a stage, and he has 1 million people, you have none. So in terms of, you know, mentoring someone so that they can take over him, there was basically no one, because these people were looking up to him.
Yeah.
He loves politics. He loved it so much that he didn't remember that. Remember, people thought Raila could not die. So even himself, he did not think that the hour could just come that very soon. What I really would wish for in the party is that, as it is, Osotsi narrated how he got a call from Gladys Wanga. But he thought it was Wanga calling. Then Wanga handed the phone to Oburu Odinga, who then spoke to him on phone. Politically, what does that tell you, or what does it show you? If we are all in the same party, Raila used to make a direct call to all these people, and he would meet you at 6 and tell me, meet me at the airport. What does it say now? It says, I am here with a man, I have his ears, you better know your place. Basically what it meant to Osotsi when the party leader calls through another person, gives him the phone. He cannot even honor you with a direct phone call. So the Oburu we are seeing is a person who represents several other narrow interests of people pursuing their own agenda, and he doesn't know it. They are taking an advantage of his, you know, being a human being. There is the natural trust that you have for people around you. But ultimately, I am telling you, the person who will win in all this confusion is President William Ruto, because he just wants to get it. I would like to say something, a follow-up to what she said. that you had Kindiki came out very strongly on his post because Oburu said they want the seat.
Yeah.
Then they came back and said, you guys think you'd want to have that party, you'll have that position. You're not going to have it. In other words, what they're saying is, we need you for the convenience that you come with, but leave the status quo as it is. And you have to know your place. If you don't know your place, we can as well play the card elsewhere. So therefore, what it basically means is that if ODM is not careful, their time, they will outlive their usefulness. Once the gentleman achieves his agenda, all of them will find themselves knocking at State House to be opened when nobody will open for them. On the question of whether these people will ultimately work together or whether it's scripted, well, we are just like Socrates preaching on the streets. The answer lies with the future. But for me, as based on the circumstances or the environment we have been finding ourselves in, a major accident happened, that is the death of Raila Odinga. So everybody, that caught everybody by surprise. Naturally, when something like that happens, you will find a lot of things, a lot of experiments going on before they ultimately settle. As to whether or not they might work together, I look at the issue is coming from the fact that Kenyans have specific issues against the president. One, there have been allegations that so many Kenyans during the Gen Z revolution were killed courtesy of his presidency. There are also the issues of SHA, the issues of many other things that Kenyans feel are not working. Now, this other team, the Sifunas and the like, are trying to restore hope that if you give us an opportunity, at least we can restore Kenya to where it has been. So in terms of working, well, there would be people who would continue to work with President Ruto because of the advantage that comes with him being the president. But there are also Kenyans who are saying that we are so tired of where you have put us so far. Anybody who can give us a little reprieve, we are willing to give them an opportunity. So there will be two distinct.
I have 5 minutes to go. Time flies. 2 questions very fast. Francis, who is speaking the real mind of Baba? We cannot ask him where he is right now. But politically speaking, and as Gilbert says, the future has the answer, the correct one. But who is speaking the mind and what Baba wanted to do come 2027? The Oburu side or the Sifuna side? What is coming out clearly as we speak?
I think...
I don't know whether you can pick that.
I think Baba was a mystery. And it is also not easy to tell between the two, because those who are in the government and are benefiting from it, if you ask them, their position is that Baba took us to government
and we are here until 2027, right?
But Baba on several occasions, before even his demise, there was a time he asked people, who told you that ODM will not have a presidential candidate in 2027?
Confusing scenarios now.
So that alone should tell you, because Baba most of the time used to sacrifice. When he saw things were falling out of hand, sometimes he'll just go down for the sake of the nation and come to and agree that I don't have, it is not a mandatory that I win, so that I can have my way. Sometimes he used to make that sacrifice. But Sifuna, on the other side, they are speaking for the people. They are telling the Kenyans the things they want to hear. And that is what is shaping that narrative. And what you saw in Kitengela yesterday is just a tip. More is on the way coming. Because these people are resonating. Whether you go, and the reason Oburu decided to go to Tononoka is only Mombasa currently, where they can comfortably go and order rally because of the jaw factor, because and the deputy party leader, the governor of Mombasa. At least they can mobilize a few people. In Homa Bay and Kisumu, ground is very different.
What do you mean?
They might not receive the same reception. let them go to Busia and hold a rally the same way the likes of Sifuna or Sosi did there. The reception will be very different because there is a way the things are drifting. There is that shift, and that's why they could only run to Mombasa. If Baba wanted to make a statement before he goes to Tononoka, he will probably go to Kamukunchi. He will go to Kibera. Oburu is not. He doesn't have the capacity to do the same. So he can only run to Mombasa, where Joho has things in control, assisted by the governor of Mombasa. So it is the things on the Oburu side, it's kind of drifting away. It is running out of control. So I don't see a point of convergence for the two. And even if it was a script, there is a script that you'll do. Once you are on the stage, the reception that you get from the people in the theater
will change the script.
Will change the script, and you have to flow.
To whose advantage? To whose advantage?
To Sifuna and the brigade. Even if it was a script, these guys, the reception, the way people are reacting to their thing, might affect. Even if it was their script, you might find themselves, if Oburu is not willing to come to the table and engage on their term, you might find themselves forming a different political outfit that will champion for the Kenyans. And also, there are so many people. You saw Gachagua is really warming up for Sifuna.
He's ogling for them.
He's saying that I already had warned you that Ruto is not a very good person. So if they have thrown you out, come. Kalonzo is also, the Wiper Brigade is also telling Sifuna, Wiper can be your home. So that scramble for the team might end up changing the script if there was.
Okay, Daktari, there's somebody
I would wish to say something. You ask a question about which team do you think, for lack of a better word, is legit among the two.
Yeah.
I wouldn't pass for. I would wish to disagree with him that right, you can be mysterious. You know, you can be mysterious, but there's what your wife knows. There's what your wife knows about you, but out here you can be so mysterious. And what do I mean? When you have closely associated with some people, the mystery unveils. Because I saw what they were doing. Sifuna is the one who was doing, when they go to any congregation, when other people are speaking before late Raila speaks, is the one who wants him over what he had and what he needs to address. There is so much he knew about Baba. How he operates,
politically,
how he reacts, politically, how he reacts, how he behaves. And then his very close daughter, Winnie, who also toppled up as his PA most of the time. He's the one who has to arrange his meetings and stuff. I believe Sifuna and Winnie know Baba. There's no mystery there. The only difference is that they have some respect for Honorable Oburu. They want to respect him, but sometimes they fail because he's not meeting their expectations from a leader. And plus the mindset, you are not Raila. You know, he just died, and then it's like, okay, it was so rushed up and something because they have like 4 deputies. How many deputies do they have? 4. This political space needs a stamina. But literally, it needs some stamina. There is what I'll do as a woman. There is what somebody else who is in the 50s can't do, or in the 60s can't do. So I think Sifuna knows something about Raila. Even everybody says this one. Oh, Baba said this. Baba said that. Baba says that.
Okay.
But I believe Sifuna was literally with Baba everywhere. You hear him anywhere, Sifuna is there.
Sifuna is there. Director says that we are running out of time. Gilbert, 30 seconds.
I just would like to conclude by saying I appeal for humility in the Orange Democratic Party. It is the lack of humility and arrogance of chasing everyone at any single point when they express a divergent view. They chased Kalonzo Musyoka, they chased Ruto, they chased so many people, and that has caused ODM the position they could have occupied, particularly at State House. So they continue to make the same mistake, they will get the same results.
Yeah.
Finally, what I would like to say about Sifuna is that history is replete with history of people who rose at such a time, but the authorities were also watching. You remember Steve Biko of South Africa and many other younger leaders who rose, but they never saw the light of day.
Yeah.
I think it's an opportunity for him to think about what the future holds for him and stay focused. Thank you.
All right. Yeah. Thank you so much. You know, from where we come from, we say meet Karumo. We'll tell you what that means. Thank you so much. Gilbert Aweno, who is a strategic communications expert, is also a lawyer. Francis Gaviu, minority leader, Machakos County Assembly. Asante sana for coming. And of course, the only lady in the middle of us is Dr. Evelyn Ogendo, political analyst and also commentator. Thank you so much for coming to the show. Finally, on the front page, Sifuna rose, that is Daily Standard. On the Star newspaper, what does it say? Pensioners to retire with millions in new NSSF savings system. That's on the front page of the Star. And finally, on the Daily Nation, starving amid plenty. Please go ahead and pick your favorite paper and read for yourself. Have a good morning. I'm Victor. Bye-bye.